Hey, hey, what's up, everybody? It is Sandra and Sonia back again for another episode of Twins Talk Tubi. Hi.
What's up?
And we are in spooky season, the month of October, and the theme for this month is all about Halloween. So all the movies we're watching are based like on Halloween or about things that happen on Halloween, things like that. So the movie that we're reviewing this week is actually a sequel from the movie we reviewed last week. And it is 1031 Part 2.
Hmm.
All right. And the synopsis of the movie goes as follows. The Queen of Screams, Malvolia, celebrates her year's Halloween monster marathon with five new macabre tales of terror, featuring the best and bloodiest creators from the world of independent horror films. And this movie came out in 2019. And we are gonna start this off as we always do by giving ourselves our first time reactions of this movie. On the count of three. One, two, three.
So I kind of want to do this.
Yeah. I'm the same with you. I kind of want it's between this and this. But
Definitely
I went
not
with
that.
this because yes, I went with this. I went with thumbs up because, like I said, we saw 1031, the first one of this series, I guess, last week. We reviewed it last week, and I think we both gave it half.
Hmm.
The all the short movies in it, I thought were pretty good last time.
Hmm.
This time, I thought pretty much the same, but I thought they were a little better than the first one, actually.
No.
I actually liked that it wasn't just uh like little movies. I liked that they had little they had like in the beginning of it they showed a bunch of like it was like trailers for like fake horror movies.
Yeah.
So it made it kind of like grindhouse-ish. And
Yeah.
I thought that was pretty cool and I liked that about it.
I
And
actually like the trailers.
yeah, yes, I like the trailers for the movies. Yeah, so did I. And I thought that the actual the short movies that they had for this in this movie
Hmm.
were a little better than the first one. So that's why I gave it the thumbs up more than this side. So
I
that was
thought
my feeling about it.
I like the trailers in the beginning. I
Yeah.
like some of the shorts, but not
Yeah.
all of them.
No, yeah. Not all.
Definitely not. So I don't know if you want to go through each of them a little bit, but I kind of want to go over the trailers first because they were kind of funny.
Okay.
Um, they so it was I think it was like the first 10 minutes or so, and they were show play the movie. I thought it was part of one of the
First,
actual
yes. At first, so did I.
stories, and it ended up being, oh no, they're, like you said, trailers. There were a few of them in the beginning. They had one called Truck Squatch.
Oh, the
It
truck
was like
squatch.
a truck slash Sasquatch
Yeah.
feature thing that was driving around. And
I thought it looked like Fluffy from Creepshow.
yeah, it did. Yeah.
And
Hmm.
then when they put on the screen it said truck squash, I was like, oh, that's funny. I thought it was pretty funny.
They had so I thought it was kind of funny, and then they had, so I thought that then I thought all the stories were gonna be funny, like like horror comedy type
Hmm.
when I saw that,
Yeah.
So I guess part of it is like they kind of led me to think there's gonna be something else and it
Like
wasn't.
more like a horror comedy than just like
Yeah, you know,
I didn't feel that way, but
but it's not it didn't really make me not like it
yeah.
because of that. It's just I from the beginning I kind of thought that it may be more
It-
they were going more in a comical direction, but they really didn't. But anyway,
no, it
I
didn't.
think they were just trying to make kind of give us something different than they did in the first
Yeah, that's what that was my feeling
movie,
too.
probably. Anyway, the second trailer was called The Candy Taker.
Yeah.
That one, I'm trying to remember exactly what that was. Um, I think it was the kid trick-or-treating and the kids, I kind of forgot what that one was, to be honest.
Yeah, so did I.
But there was one, but then the next one was called the October Kids. I thought that was funny.
Yeah, it was like
Like a
it
Monster
was like a
Squad
take on the
spoof,
Monster Squad.
and they had, kids. It was a group of kids, and they were playing a game, like a horror game, and
Yeah,
the characters came to life in the game, and they were creatures,
right. Like, yeah,
mythological kind of creatures, and they would come to life, and they would have to go out and kill them, destroy them, whatever, get them back
right.
in the game, whatever. But there was one part where there was a swamp lady, and she was one of the creatures in the game, and she came out, and one of the kids, I threw something at her, or shot something at her, whatever, and it kind of bounced off her chest, and then he said, "Swamp lady has boobs," like
Yeah,
playing us
like
nards. I was
Wolfgang
like,
Nerds.
that's funny. So they were trying to do. So I thought. So definitely that was a
Yeah,
monster.
and at some point in the trailer they said, "Move over, Monster
Of course they
Squad."
did, right. So that was definitely a Monster Squad like spoof thing. And like the truck squash was like fluffy. Yeah.
Yeah,
They were taking from other movies, which was it's not a bad thing because if it was a whole movie like that, then it was like, oh, you're just biting from the movie. Like,
right,
this is not fun. But it was
right.
like a little bit, so I was like, okay, they
Yeah,
movie
it was like
they're
here and there. It
so
wasn't. Yeah,
it makes sense that they did that. But anyway, so those were the trailers. That was actually pretty fun. The first story was, I don't remember what the title of the story was, but it was basically a girl. There was a girl that was going to babysit
yeah,
this kid. The parents were going out to a party, Halloween party or whatever. And, it was just like a typical babysitting gig. She came
yeah.
over to babysit. The boyfriend was gonna come over, she had the plan for the boyfriend to come over, put the
Right.
kid to sleep, and the boyfriend to come over and hang out, whatever. But there was this like a creature in the basement
Yeah, that the boy
that the kid
supposedly.
knew, and the kid was like, "This is my friend," because she heard noises, and she went downstairs to see, and she saw this thing there, and she got freaked out, and the boy was like, "No, don't hurt him. He's my
This is my
friend,"
friend. Yeah,
all this. So it's this whole thing, and then they go upstairs, and she's no, the boyfriend's there. The boyfriend comes, whatever. The kid attacks the boyfriend and the sitter, and like with a hammer, like serious, like he's going
yeah,
around to
yeah.
get them. And he kills the boyfriend. He ends up killing the boyfriend. And he feeds him to the
To the
creature.
creature.
I don't
Yeah.
even know what kind of creature this is, but
No.
I guess it doesn't matter.
It
I
just
don't know.
looked like a feral person, like somebody that was
Yes, that's what
probably
it looked like.
raised in
So
the
I,
wild
I don't
and
know
was
if that's what
like,
it was supposed to be, or was
I don't know,
supposed
that's
to
just what it
be
looked like.
some kind of creature. Yeah.
Yeah.
But so that's what happened. And then the kid takes the face off of the boyfriend and
Yeah.
saves it like a leather face, like puts it on and
Yeah.
everything.
It was creepy.
I thought this, and then ends up and then the sitter, like she got attacked, but she ended up escaping, and she runs into the woods. She runs into this man, help me, help me, help me. And he's like, oh, where are you running from? Oh, whatever. And he seems like really um not like what are you doing in the woods kind of thing, like
Yeah.
you're very suspicious, whatever. And she kind of, after a few seconds, she starts to realize something's wrong, and this guy is like part of this cult because there's all these other people in there. They take him back to the house, take her back to that, tie her up. The creature is going to be the sacrifice of the creature,
Mm.
and all this stuff. The parents, apparently the parents are all into it
Oh,
too,
everybody's in it.
and the babysitter's mother, she's there, she's
Yeah.
in with the cult. And then so I liked this story in the beginning. I thought it was good,
Yeah.
but then it got stupid. The cult, they're in the house, and the cult, they're in the basement with the sitter tied up. The creature's there. The creature's gonna, eat her or sacrifice. I don't know what the plan is,
Yeah,
but
it's like
attack or
to eat or
something.
drink her blood or something.
And then the sitter ends up finding a way to kill the creature. Like she, had a knife or something. No, glass or something. I don't know. She kills it, and the cult is like, oh, this is. I don't even know if it's supposed to be. It's the devil, like the
I
devil.
don't know.
The
Yeah, I
devil,
don't
like
know.
they don't say. So I thought it was like a little strange. This creature, they just found it and now they worship it.
Right.
Where did this
And
come from?
I think like the demon part of it, what they needed a new host
Yeah, yeah,
body.
yeah.
That's what the babysitter was supposed to be.
So it ended up that they babysitter killed it, and then the babysitter got attacked. She got
Yes.
stabbed, like, kind of like died, and she had her head down. And then they showed at the end her eyes open, and she had the eyes of the creature that the creature had.
Yeah.
So now she's the creature. I'm like,
Jeez. She had a new body.
yeah, I just thought that, oh, they messed it up. I don't know. I liked it in the beginning, and then it just
Yeah,
got.
I agree with you. I agree with you on that.
I thought it was,
They did too much with that. They should
yeah,
have kept it as like simple. Like the beginning part of it was pretty simple, but it was effective.
yeah,
And they just kind of did a little bit too much at the end. They didn't have to do all that.
yeah.
I agree.
Um, they had so then there was the second movie was called Deadlift, and it was this guy who drives an Uber, and he picks up a vampire,
I like that one.
right? So it sucked, I thought.
Really?
Um,
Well, you know what?
Again, I thought it started off,
No, I agree with you. I think it started off really good, like in the
but
beginning,
they
and
were
then the
going in a
end
good
was
direction. And I thought the vampire guy was creepy. Like
yeah,
and he was playing it off like he wasn't a vampire at first and
right,
whatever, like because it was Halloween and it's like,
right,
he's just dressed up and it kind of seemed like he was making a joke, like kind of like stupid vampire jokes.
right.
Like he was one, but he wasn't, but it ended up being that he was, and okay, fine, all that went through. But I thought it was kind of cool that he ended up being a vampire, and he also needed a host. He needed a new
Yes,
body. So that's what he was looking for in this Uber driver, right? And the Uber driver, you know, has a girlfriend. I guess that's a
yes.
girlfriend. The girlfriend's calling to come over and, like hang out with me
I
tonight.
stopped working. Why are you working on Halloween? Come over
Right,
and
so
have some fun.
they end up getting to the girlfriend's house and they get out of the car and whatever. And then the vampire, I don't know. He
He's
started,
already taken over.
yeah, but it was so like slow.
Yeah, I could. Yeah,
Especially in the beginning, it was really slow. And then the driving to the girlfriend's house, both of them. At first it was okay, because then you start to really realize that this guy is really a vampire, and you know, he's not gonna let this guy, the Uber driver, go.
yeah.
So it was like, oh, but then it was like a lot of kind of talking and the driving. I was like, okay,
A lot of talking.
too much, too much. They get to the house and they get to the girlfriend, and the boyfriend gets to the girl's house, and they're there, and she's like, oh, they're just like talking, and they realize that this creature's there, and I don't know. It went downhill for me. It went downhill for me.
Yeah, because I see that. I see that.
Um, the third one. The third story was called Apache Hatchet Massacre. And it was basically there was a cabin, there was a Halloween party happening in a cabin, and there was the party goers were telling stories around the campfire, about, and then they said about this killer with the hatchet. I thought that one was like trash. I think this one was the worst one. No, it wasn't. It
That
was
wasn't the worst one.
no, it wasn't the worst one, but it was the second to worst.
I kind of like that one a little bit because they try to play it off as being like a comedy, and it was just like so silly that I was like,
Yeah, it ended up just being
it was really silly.
I couldn't. I was just trying to get through it so I could get to the next stories.
It wasn't.
Um, I don't know. I don't know if you have anything else to say about that one because you said you kind of liked it, but
No, it was. I just thought it was like it was definitely not like a super scary one. It was more like a comedy. At least I tried to make it a comedy, like to make it funny.
Yeah.
And I got that, and I thought for the most part it was pretty funny, like the things they were doing. Like it was so ridiculous, and I was like, oh my God.
Mm.
So I thought it was okay, like the other ones too. I thought they weren't perfect at all. None of them I thought were like super great, but I thought more so than not, all of the segments, all of the little movies in it were better than they were bad. Like they more good than they were bad.
Yeah.
So,
All right.
and I think the actual like we were saying in the beginning, the actual like uh fake movie trailers that they had in the beginning, and then they had a couple in the middle of it, and at some point made it. That was like, I think those were like the best part of the whole thing.
Yeah. 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 Those were the best parts of it,
So
for sure. Okay. And then the fourth story was called Overkill, and this was my favorite one. So, and it was stupid, but it was still kind of my favorite one. Okay. So there was these kids in the beginning, they showed these kids egging a house
yeah,
and, being like stupid kids, right? Egging the house, whatever. They go to another house to egg it, and it was this girl, and she was, it wasn't her house, she was babysitting a
yeah,
kid. She's babysitting a kid, and, there, whatever, and the little kid's kind of trying to flirt with the teenager, a little bit like whatever, and she shoots him away, and he goes away. And then there's a killer. You see, in the background,
yeah.
there's a killer like a
Like
Michael
a like a
Myers
like a
type,
yeah,
but it had like a ski mask, like Jason. I don't know.
right.
The mask, like watching the house, like it's obviously gonna go to kill this babysitter, right? She goes, and then they show. I'm fast forwarding through a little bit in the beginning, but they get to this house and they show the cheerleader. I keep saying cheerleader. I think she was dressed like a cheerleader, right? Is that what it was?
I think
Yeah, that's
maybe
how I'm saying it because it was Halloween. Anyway,
the babysitter.
the babysitter in the house, and the kid's sleeping, whatever, and she's in the house talking to her friend, and for a while, which was too much talking in the phone. We didn't need to hear all that stuff. Anyway, they're there, and then she plays music, she starts dancing, and you see the Michael Myers
In the
masked
window
person in the
outside.
window looking at her. And then I was like, oh, okay, yeah, let's see what's gonna happen. And then they show out, and then it's one of those big,
Like a
long,
bay window.
yeah, like bay window, right? And on one side you see the Michael Myers type person, and on the other side there was like a regular
It's
looking
just
guy,
like a creepy
yeah, the
guy.
creepy guy staring at her too. And after a while, they show them from the outside, both of them staring into the window, looking at
And
the
then
dance, whatever. And then they start to walk, whatever. And the guy, the creepy guy, is like, "Oh, come on! Like she's mine. I've been watching her for weeks. Like he's trying to kill her too."
yeah.
It's like this whole little town or
It's
community.
just like it was like very like like a satire.
Yeah, like this small area or community. There's a few people that go around just killing because they like to
And
do it.
kill like, it seems like they kill like babysitters and the maid and those kind of like types.
Yeah, and there was this whole back and forth kind of with the
With more, yeah, more with the creepy
guy
guy
and
because the
like
other guy
because
wasn't
the guy
talking.
didn't talk. The one with the ski mask didn't talk, so but it was this kind of like banter, so to speak.
Yeah.
But it was pretty funny, I
I
thought.
thought it was funny too.
That they were trying to figure out kind of, oh, who's gonna go kill her? Like who has her? And this guy was like, yeah, I've been watching her for all this time. And so she's mine. There's other people around you can go and kill, like get out of here kind of thing. And but then he was like, oh, you're bigger than me, so but and they was going like back and forth like that.
Yeah, it was
I was like, come on, whatever. And then we was gonna go, and then they go to turn around. There was another guy that came out like uh
there was
a,
somebody else in the house.
like a clown. Well, no, there was a clown guy. Remember, he came to
Oh, it
the
was
back.
in the wood, but there was somebody else in the house. At some
Yes,
point,
yes, yes,
they had the camera was back in the house, and there was somebody in the background in the house
yes.
also waiting.
They showed this guy come up to the house, and it was dressed like a real creepy clown, and he's there with a knife, and like he had this big kind of mask thing, clown mask thing,
Yeah,
and he had a knife. He was there, and he was like, And then the guys was like, the creepy guy was like, come on, guys, we already have this
Yeah.
somewhere else, whatever. And the guy takes off his mask and you know how hard it is to find whatever. Damn, he goes away. I'm like, this, all these people trying to kill. And then
All
they
these
show, yeah.
murderers
Then they show them again kind of arguing, and then you see inside the house another person in there,
in the background,
creepy
yeah.
person in the background with a hooded kind of cape thing and staring at her. And they, after a while, they look in and they see, and it's like, oh, devil worshiper or Satan worshiper, oh, whatever. And he
Yeah.
goes and he's like,
He kills her,
kills
whatever. It's like,
everybody.
oh, these devil worshippers. Ugh.
So it
Got
was,
here first,
I
pretty much.
like that one. I thought that was funny.
I thought it was good too. I think you're right. I think that was the best one.
I think that was the best one that I didn't think like the others. I thought started off good and then it ended trash. But this one I thought it was pretty. I thought it was pretty good. And at the end, they show the creepy guy and the Michael Myers guy walking because there was like a high school party happening somewhere. They were like, "Oh, come on, let's just go find the high school party and kill a few people over there." I was like, "Yeah." And they just all walking, and then the kid in the beginning that was egging the houses, they were like, "Hey, where you guys going? You guys know where the high school party's at?" And he starts walking
And
with
he
them
goes with them.
and stuff. And I thought it was funny.
That was a good one.
Oh, I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah.
Um, and then the last story was trash. I didn't write anything about it. It's called Sister Mary, and it was trash.
Oh,
With the nuns, and then there was a
yeah.
nun that was like wasn't sure if she wanted to be a nun, and she had a baby, or she was pregnant, or she had a baby before, or something, and she was like going, through
She was like conflicted.
yeah.
Yeah. That one was weird too. That
That's
one
the worst
really
one.
catch my
That was the
attention.
worst one because I didn't see any good parts of that story at all.
That didn't really catch my attention. So I agree with you.
Yeah,
That was like that was like the hardest one to watch, I think, out of all of them
yeah, yeah.
because of that. So
Good thing it was at the end. Okay.
I guess.
Anyway, yeah. So that was
Yeah.
it's not. I mean, not
Yeah.
100% bad, but it's not the best. But guys,
No, it wasn't the
again, like
best,
we always
but
say,
it was cool. I say I recommend to watch it because well, definitely for the one that the Monster Squad parody one I thought was decent, and then the one that you were saying as well.
yeah.
So it's it's not
You
great, but it's
guys,
not
listen.
terrible.
You guys might like the stuff that we didn't like.
Yeah,
So
it's not
we
great, but
can't
it's not terrible.
we
So
can't we can't think we can't say that you're gonna be bored the same way we were in some parts. You may like it, but you may not even like the stuff that we like. So
right,
just watch it.
right.
Just
Like
watch
I
it.
said, I gave it a thumbs up only because I saw the first one, and the first one it was like, all right. And I just thought this was better than the first one. If I saw this one a standalone, not the first one, I don't know if I would have given it a thumbs up. But I thought it was pretty decent. And Sonia obviously did too. She liked a lot of it. It wasn't terrible. So I think both of us it's safe from both of us it's safe to say, check this out, watch this first one and watch this one. And there is a part three as well.
There is.
There is a part three, 10 to 31 part three on Tubi that we have not seen, but feel free to watch it and let us know what you thought about it. As always, you can follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and Threads, and you can always send us messages and let us know what you think about our show. Uh, let us know about the movies that we've watched. If you watch them, let us know what you think. And if you have recommendations for other movies for us to watch, um, make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We are on the Horror Flick Chicks. We are part of the Horror Flick Chicks. So you can look for us on YouTube, Horror Flick Chicks. So make sure you subscribe to our channel. You can watch all our Twin Soul Tubi videos. And we have a Horror Flick Chicks podcast, which you can also find on our YouTube page and on several audio platforms. So make sure you look for us, subscribe, follow, check us out, social media, and everything. And as always, we'll be back next week with another episode of Twin Talk Tubi where we'll be reviewing another Halloween movie because we're still in October, spooky season. And we hope you join us then and you follow along with us and let us know what you think. And as always, this is Sandra and Sonia signing out, and we'll see you next week.